Hi, this is James, and today I want to talk more about the 25 body types from Dr. Carolyn Mine. She explains about the dynamics of how there's 25 different chemistry types, and it's genetically built into us. So even as children, we're already kind of inclined to have these strengths and challenges in our genetic or energetic profile. I really wanted to share how Carolyn discovered this, so let's hear from her directly.
As I started working with the various different body types and throughout my discovery process, what I discovered is the diet that would truly support the person. I wrote Different Bodies, Different Diets because I was looking for a diet that supports you on an everyday basis, not just what do you do in order to lose 10 pounds in 2 weeks, but what do you do after you've been through these various different diets and you want to keep the weight off. More importantly, so that you've got a healthy eating plan that's going to support you for the rest of your life. Different Bodies, Different Diets approaches the diet from a totality standpoint. I had people who were asking me, how do I gain weight? As well as patients who wanted to lose weight. I had people who wanted to optimize their health and vitality. I work with children. How do you come up with a diet that's going to support the child in the way they need to be supported? Usually what happens is not everyone in the same family is the same body type. What this means is that mom and dad are usually different types. Mom will fix what dad wants. She can fend for herself. She'll eat whatever she wants throughout the day. The kids end up with the short end. So if you're really wanting to do something to support your children, by knowing what their body type is and supporting them as they're growing up goes a long way in developing really healthy, productive children.
There's been other doctors that have discovered fractions of what she knows, but she's really completed the package in this book. And I really encourage you to find out what your body type is. In fact, I have a link down below for which you can kind of read through some possible profiles of who you are. There's kind of like 4 different quadrants of maybe 4 different categories that groups of people are in. And once you understand maybe if you're more of a physical type or more of an emotional type, or if you're really good at spiritual, you're really into spirituality, you kind of fall into these categories. And what's really cool is those people in that category, they're really compatible with each other, which is really helpful when it comes to maybe finding people that you relate to. I want to also share how the 25 body types can benefit you in other videos that I've made about careers, about relationships with your partner, and I encourage you to look at those videos as well. Along with the 25 different body types are levels of masculinity and femininity, and what's really helpful about that is that once you know your body type, you can kind of estimate where you are on that masculine-feminine scale, and it gives you a way of maybe finding out what your strengths and challenges are, especially if you're really far down on the feminine side, but you're a male, or you're really way up on the masculine side, but you're a female. It really allows us to kind of grow as people, learn about who we are, maybe make adjustments in how we can express certain ways of communicating with other people, understanding ourselves, better self-acceptance, and learning how to apply these strengths into getting the things that balance our lives.
The amazing thing I started finding as I was working with the different diets is not only is there a diet that is specific to each particular dominant gland, organ, or system, but there's also a personality profile that reflects the characteristics of the dominant glands. The way I discovered that there was a personality profile is one day my staff came to me and said, you know, there are certain patients we're having a hard time with. And I said, oh really, which ones are they? So they named about 4 different patients, and the similarity was that they were all the same body type. I thought, oh, this is interesting, because the patients were one way with me and another way with the staff. So I started looking at this and saying, is there a personality profile that goes with each particular diet. How did I get into discovering the different personality profiles? I ask 2 questions. When you were growing up, which parent did you have the greatest difficulty with? And what did you do in order to survive? What this will do is it tells you what your life lesson is. A life lesson being, what do you need to learn from this experience? How did I go about discovering all of these 25 different body types and writing it? What I would do is I would ask my patients the basic questions, and then I would, my weekends were spent writing. So I would take everybody who was a pineal body type, and I wrote down what they had told me as far as the basic synopsis. I looked at what was characteristic. So I would think of everybody that I knew that was pineal, look at what was common between all the different ones to get what was core essence, and then I would write it. I would take that back. I would ask every single pineal patient that came in to tell me everything that was not absolutely correct and why. Then I would rewrite that. And I kept doing that until nobody could tell me anything that wasn't absolutely true for them. Many times I've had people read the psychological profile, come back to me and accuse me of riding around their back pockets for 25 years. I had one man tell me, "You mean you know me this well and you still like me?"
And with going to Carolyn myself, I found out I was a thyroid body type, which is kind of symbolized by gears. You know, we're always processing and thinking of new ideas and maybe assembling things together. It's been a strength for me to be a thyroid body type because it's allowed me to put this channel together from kind of beginning to finish and kind of elaborate through all the details. And everybody's got their strength and their challenges. And I want to share how Carolyn can kind of open the door to experiencing ways that we can improve our relationships when it comes to understanding people in our lives. That's kind of the key to having better relationships, is valuing people, honoring yourself. And that's why I started this channel, is to really open up a doorway to sharing this new information, these 5 different philosophies that are going to improve people's health and their wealth, their relationships, their confidence, and the spiritual part of kind of how everything ties in together. So if you like this video, please hit the like button and subscribe, ring the notification bell so you can learn about the upcoming videos I have about more relational stuff or health and wellness stuff, or some videos that I'm going to be making about finances and wealth. So I'll see you next time. Thanks for joining me today.